Check. Check. Hey, that's me in the car. That's cool. And going on a little dive. Little dippery-doo. Da. Dippity-yay. Oh boy, it's been a while. Feeling real good about it though. Oh boy. Got a dead sea lion friend. That's gnarly. Nice and low tide, so I'm noticing I have a dangly. Alright, no more dangly. Nice. Little fishies beneath the surface. Looks absolutely sumptuous right now. Oh yeah, look at all those little fishies. Looks like top smelts from the green backs on them. Oh, there's a big old school right here. Oh, that's awesome. I'll put my fins on real quick and then close the ambient breathing valve. And then maybe go see if we can't see those fish. Alright, one fin on, and the next fin on. And I'll close this valve up. Where'd you go, fishies? Fishies? Oh, no fishies! Okay, no fishies. Alright, ambient breathing valve back open. And turning the air off on the tank to not waste any of the air. And alrighty. Well, hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode here of the dive vlog. It's your buoy Pat. And chronologically, it's been a while since I was last in the water with you all. Hopefully, my upload schedule was able to survive the technical mishaps that have been occurring. Between the last time I saw you in the water here on the channel, whoop, got some kelp. Last time I saw you here on the channel, I got to go diving with Lingcod expeditions up in the Pacific Northwest around the San Juan Islands and up around Vancouver Island, Alert Bay area. Absolutely awesome time. And I should have some videos about that coming out pretty soon. And then I also got to spend a week down in Mexico in Cabo Pulmo with my volunteer dive friends from the Monterey Bay Aquarium. We've been doing that trip for about 7 years. Yeah, I think that was my 7th trip down there, if I looked at my dive log correctly. And it was absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, had a technical catastrophe where my audio recorder flooded doing one of these dive vlogs. So currently out there trying to figure out if I can recover that data. And if so, then maybe there'll be a link on this episode to the Lost Cabo Pulmo episode, or otherwise I'm gonna have to try that again. Definitely say that doing these episodes from the comfort of tropical waters a little bit simpler than when I'm out here with all of this cold water nonsense on from the dry suit onward. But yeah, right now we're just gonna do a little kind of typical quintessential Monterey Bay dive. We're currently at the breakwater. You can see the breakwater is over here to my left. And out there in front of me is San Carlos Beach, the end of Cannery Row. This is probably one of the most dove sites in all of California. This is certainly where I learned how to scuba dive. This is where I did my checkout dives. And numerous other dives. So I have to check the dive log for the exact number, but it's several hundred dives that I've done here at the breakwater. and there's never been a bad one. The really cool thing about breakwaters is that they break the water. They stop all of the various larvae and spores of things that are traveling along the currents. Then they settle in the rocks here. So you can pretty much find every species of fish just about in the area, except the ones that really, really live down in the deeps, and even then, in the deeps, down in the depths. Even then, diving out here, I found Boccaccio rockfish. Late at night, at midnight, found China rockfish, wolf eels. You have the gelatinous pelagic life that comes by here because the breakwater juts out into that current line, so you can see mola molas out here, jellyfishes, salps and the like. It's really, really incredible. There's sea lions out at the end of the breakwater. Maybe you can hear them in the audio. And yeah, it's just an absolutely wonderful spot with giant kelp forests, and it's also a place where we found a lot of evidence of the ocean warming in the area from the El Nino/blob that happened from 2013 to about 2017, whenever it was. So the blob Nino. So here on the breakwater wall, you can see sheephead, schools of blacksmiths, which all used to be animals that you found off the Channel Islands, further south from here. You can also find spiny lobsters out here now, crown urchins. Lots of evidence of moving northward of southern species of organisms. So the breakwater, really, really interesting place to dive. And on a day like today, it's the easy place to come for a little dipperoo. Now, there's some bubbles there. So there might be some other divers here on the video. As you can see, I don't have a buddy here with me today. And like I mentioned in episode 2, diving with a camera, you end up diving by yourself a lot. So I don't recommend coming out here on your own unless you've been trained specifically to be self-reliant. And even then, don't push it. So this is going to be a pretty chill dive. So what I like to do out here on the breakwater is usually kick out to about the number 7. There's numbers on the wall. Go about to number 13 out there. The numbers stop after that, and then you get onto some rubble and then out towards the sea lions. Today, ooh. Woo. Got a little bit of phlegm there. I think I'm going to stop talking on the surface here. I'm going to turn on my tank. So today, I think I'm just going to drop right here. We're about the number 7.5, 8. And we're going to head down here and just enjoy the breakwater. I can see a few folks are angling out there. There's some sea lions at the end. I probably don't have entirely enough air to go too far, but looking down, visibility looks mighty nice, so why don't we get going, everybody? Let's go for a little breakwater dipperoo. Off we go. All right. Oh my gosh. It feels so good to be underwater right now because I have been out of the water for about 10 days now because of an ear issue that I got when I was in Mexico from excess earwax. So make sure to get those ears cleaned down again, folks. Taking it nice and slow. Coming down, clear my ears. If you're wondering how you clear your ears with a full face mask, just while we're on the way down, I'm able to clear my ears, thankfully, without plugging my nose after a while, just by moving my jaw around, it's a little bit more tender than normal. But you can, inside these full face masks, you can actually put little nose pieces in there, and you could push the mask up onto your face if you wanted to be able to clear your ears that away. But right now, we've come down nice and slow. We are about 25 feet deep off of the number 7.5 or 8, and I've dove the breakwater long enough, and if you dive here a lot too, well, I struggle to put away my camera lanyard. Oh yeah, come on. So, you'll start to recognize a few features out here, and oh boy, let's just see how many different things I can multitask at the same time. Okay, alright, so there's this rock here in front of us that's pretty distinctive of the spot here when you arrive, and I found some pretty interesting things here in the past along this rock, and right now we are being greeted by a very, very friendly baby Lingcod. Well, I should say friendly. It probably thinks that it's still very, very well camouflaged, but I'm going to turn on my camera here. There it goes. We've still got the cover on it. Nice. So, I don't know if you can see here beyond my reverse angle camera yet, and actually maybe I'll adjust that down here. But there's our little Lingcod friend, and I'll get my white balance going. Let's see. Okay. That's not quite the right white balance, but in any case, here's our friendly little well camouflaged Lingcod here, Ophiodon elongatus. Oh, this one's so blue. These are delicious eating, and also one of the primary, oh, it notices me. Oh, the predator has awakened. These are one of the primary predatory fish here in our local kelp forests. I saw an absolutely gigantic one in Victoria, British Columbia, a little bit ago. And this one here is absolutely stunning. My white balance is off, I'm realizing, because I haven't reset it from Mexico. So we'll just do another video here with a slightly different white balance. We'll fix it in post. But this here's a beautiful little Lingcod that's got that blue coloration on it. Sometimes when you cut into a Lingcod, their skin is bright green or blue. There's a lot of research out there going into why that is. It could be due to a nutrient imbalance or a deficiency. I'm forgetting right now exactly what the conclusion was, which of course is helpful. But in any case, absolutely beautiful, beautiful fish. This is a small one here. If I put my hand out, you can see, hey bud. But I saw a massive Lingcod up in Victoria that was honestly scary to come across. It was like finding a lion or a bobcat that was really pissed off at you underwater. Not a bobcat, a mountain lion. And yeah, I haven't been intimidated by a fish in a long time, but that Lingcod was something else. It's probably 4 feet long. This thing's probably about 2 feet long, 1.5 maybe. They're very small fish here, but that other one was absolutely ginormous. Anyway, fun little thing to see right off the bat. And here's one of those rocks. It's very good for navigating out here, so I know where we are. Look at that beautiful giant spine star, kind of doing its classic cold water in the kelp, positioning the white stuff you can see all around there on the rock, those are some tunicates, and then we've got these little bushy bits here all around the starfish as I get my strobes and everything out and ready. All those little bushy bits are bryozoans, which are known as moss animals in the nomenclature. And let's see what we can do here. A little bit too hot on the side. Yeah, well, it's not like a super wow, oh my god, post to Instagram right away shot, but just figured you'd want to see a little bit of what that looks like. So here we're in the giant kelp forest. Oh, got some bubbles on you there, sorry about that. Here we're in the giant kelp forest that is along the breakwater wall. It's an absolutely beautiful dive, and right now we've got really great visibility. The water's about 51 degrees. We've had some good upwelling and potential sightings of jellyfish, so that's kind of why we're out here right now, looking for the jellies. I mistimed everything in my day though, so I'm in the water right now at low tide, and the low tide is likely going to be pulling my jellies away from me and back out to sea. So we have a chance to see straggling jellies, maybe caught up in the back eddy of this area, but equally good chance that we don't see anything at all, jelly-wise. And that's fine, because as you can see all around me, there's actually quite a lot to see. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Okay, so now let's try to get some photos of the kelp here. I'm going to turn off my strobes real quick so that I limit the backscatter. Backscatter being just crap in the water. And let's see here if I can't get that. Oh, that's so pretty. I mean, that's probably a better video than a photo right now. Just the way that the light is dancing there through the kelp. So maybe I'll switch over to video real quick. Film a little reel or something. And then, I forgot my white balance card. Amateur hour down here. It's okay, we'll fix it in post. Alright, let's drop the ISO. We'll come up, we're filming vertically, just to get that beautiful, beautiful kelp there, and the sun dancing through it. Oh, that's so pretty. And we haven't moved more than, maybe about 100, not even 100 feet, maybe like 50 feet away from where we dropped. If that. Probably not at all. Maybe like 20 feet. I have no idea. The beauty is just right there. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's the angle. That's what we want. Gotta make sure I'm still recording. Yep. Oh, nice little pile perch flyby. Thank you for that. Alright. So, since we last spoke, I have quite a bit of a beard going now, and as much as I appreciate that beard when I'm above the surface, it is making the seal on this mask potentially a little bit more challenging, and so a couple of things are going on in this dive. One, I have no idea if the recorder is actually picking up really good audio. I know it's recording, but I'm trying a new model. It's right here on my side, so I'm hoping that it's still going to be good audio when we're done. But the other thing is that if I get a little bit of water inside this mask, then the audio really starts to struggle. Oof. What's not struggling right now is the light. Dear goodness, that is so pretty. Probably gonna try to take a photo of that. So anyway, hopefully the audio is good enough for your porpoises here. Yeah, when I move my head up, there's definitely a little bit more water coming in. I might end up heading a little bit shallower here on the way back for some videos. Oh, there's some scuba friends coming back from their dive. Nice bright and colorful pink there. If you recognize yourself, what up, dude? Alright. Let's venture on a little bit further down, shall we? Here's one of the beautiful fish-eating anemones of the breakwater wall. And with how good the conditions are, it might just be a perfect little bit of foreground for a photo. Getting back to the classics. We're about 32 feet deep here. Yeah, look at that. Got the beautiful sunshine there. Alrighty. Let's get down nice and low. Line up that sun there in the background. Way too dark. Way too dark. That was terrible. Good little test shot. So we're currently at F10. And I really want kind of a lot of ambient light there from the background. So I'm at 1/30th of a second. I still want there to be... Oh yeah, that'll be good once I adjust my strobes. So I want a lot of ambient light coming in because I want to be able to see all the way to the sun there in the back. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That feels a little bit overexposed now on the front. There goes a yellowtail rockfish. That would have been a nice little lineup. Anyway, absolutely gorgeous up there. Kind of wishing I had my fisheye at the moment so I could get even closer to this anemone. But, oh, that's just classically beautiful. Sumptuous. So here I'm just taking a bunch of different shots in a row. Kind of trying to see if, because the light is dancing in the background and it's the kelp that's causing the god rays. And so because of that, oh, there goes my fish. Damn it. Come back, do that again. Because it's the kelp that's producing the god rays in the background, depending on what the kelp is doing on the surface with the wind and whatnot, it causes more or less of a sunburst. So if you're a tropical scuba diver, you probably know that your f-stop and your aperture need to be, so the aperture needs to be very, very small, and your shutter speed needs to be very fast to get a sunburst. In the kelp forest, quite the opposite, because the kelp is what produces the sunburst for you. And so then you can kind of mix up your settings to try to capture as much other light as you can, knowing that the kelp is doing its job of blocking the light for you. So, yeah, those with my strobes at a higher power, I'm not quite sold on them. It's probably the underexposed strobe that'll be good. In any case, oh, there goes my fish. God damn it. Bastardo. Come on, come back and do it again. Do it again. Come on. Come on, you heard me. You heard me. Where do you think you're going? Come back and be a photo subject. What a Sebastes. Sebastes being the genus name of rockfishes. I just touched my housing to the reef, and so I wanted to check it for scratches. No scratches. Let's move on. That'll be a good enough photo. So this breakwater, I mean, it's as quintessential Monterey Bay diving as you want. We got our giant kelp holdfast here with a big warty sea cucumber there, warty sea cucumber. Out there doing its digestion. The white snow stuff you see there on the reef, here and here, that is some tunicate. We've got some sponge as well. Boy, it's so freaking pretty today. Oh, it's so pretty I have to pee. P-valves for the win. Okay, I mean, that's just a classically beautiful scene. So that's a little bit brighter, sunnier. So I've adjusted my shutter speed to 1/100th now, knowing that, oh, that's gonna be so freaking pretty. God damn. Still have my strobe firing, but I don't know how much longer I'll want that set of circumstances. Oh my god. Usually when I'm shooting straight up into the sun like this, having the foreground illuminated by the strobe, it just doesn't quite look as nice, but it's such a clear, beautiful day. I think that's one that we're going to want to get video of as well. So let's do that. Let's see. Well, here's what we're going to do. We've got plenty of white tunicate around, so I'm going to use that as my white balancing card. But first I need to adjust the ISO high enough that it'll do it. There we go. Okay, now let's commit that to the memory. Beautiful. Okay, now my white balance should be better. Oh yeah, that looks great. But maybe we don't do that high of an ISO. And let's see, do we have a good foreground? Not really, huh? Okay. Well, here, maybe we'll move into this kelp over here and see what we can find subject-wise, breaking up the sun-wise. I mean, that's just straight pretty. Not much else to say about that. This is a good time to thank my audio editor, Chris Spilfogel. If this is sounding good, thanks to him. If it's sounding bad, it's definitely my fault. He's got a little bit of water in the mask there, thanks to the beard. But let's see if oh, that's going to be cool. Here, I'm going to go forward into the kelp, and then I'm going to move backward out of it. Oh yeah! Cinematic. Shout out to Tyler Schiffman. Who did that particular move at the Monterey Shootout, an underwater photography competition. many moons ago, and placed very high. I think he won the whole thing, but I don't know where that video was. I think that was a top 2 or 3 video there, just coming down from the kelp and away. Yeah, it's so beautiful in here right now, my goodness. Nice. Well, coming through here, I mean, I feel like on the last few episodes I was talking a little bit too much. I won't have read any of the comments on the previous videos at this point because I'm pre-recording these ones and editing them before I leave for work down in Baja. But I feel like I was talking a little bit too much. A lot of it has to do with nerves and not really knowing what the dive is going to bring, so hopefully this will be a little bit more enjoyable. I'm less scattered and honestly just so grateful to be underwater right now after a little bit too long out of the water. Golly, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. So anyway, if you are enjoying this series, if you have feedback, concerns, comments, pizza recipes, you can go ahead and leave those in the comment section. And make sure to like and subscribe and all that stuff. I figure I need to say that at some point if I'm going to be a YouTuber. Here we've got a beautiful clump of tube worms. Or no, not tube worms, my apologies. Those are some tube snails, which I was just recently reading are some of the animals that have expanded their range thanks to the warm water that we've been having from the last few years of blob niños and then just generally warmer ocean all around. Taken some really pretty photos of those guys over the years. They use a mucus net to grab food out of the water, and here I can put up on the screen here this photo of a tube snail with its mucus net gathering up an amphipod. That photo is actually a composite of 2 different images, one where I was focused on the amphipod and one where I was focused on the snail, to stack them all together because the meal was caught up just a little bit too far away from the snail to get everything in full focus with the amount of lighting that I had. Anyway, technical details aside, it's 2 images blended together. And yeah, those are absolutely everywhere on these rocks. There's lots of different animals out here that build tubes, tube worms, tube snails, tube anemones. YouTube is what we're on right now, so it's just tubes, top to bottom. Oh my gosh, I hope that this reverse angle is getting all of that glory there behind me, because it is sumptuous out here right now. In case you're wondering, we are about 23 feet deep, and just kicking along, not trying to go too far, because I am ultimately looking for some jellyfish that may have been caught up here in this back eddy. But for now, I'm not seeing too many signs of drifters. The fish that are schooling up and around me, if you can see those, are some blacksmiths and some blue rockfish. There's also a couple of shiny pile perch going by as well. And all over the rocks are cup corals, strawberry anemones, which look closed up, potentially from abuse from diver fins earlier in the day. This rubbly area of the breakwater is usually somewhere around number 9 or so. And this rubble is usually a good spot to look for nudibranchs. Nudibranchs being naked gill sea slugs that I make a calendar of every year. If I have any left, I'll put it in the description for you to order a calendar, but my calendar is called Tasteful Nudes. And this year is Rhino for Your Eyes Only. Rhinophore being the nose bearer, little ear on the back of on the front of a nudibranch. So if I have any calendars, and if I get this episode out in a time frame that makes sense for you to order a 2023 calendar, I've got those around. But yeah, right now I'm not seeing too much going on in the ways of slugs. We do here have a young giant kelp that's growing up. Maybe I can switch over. Beautiful little giant kelp there growing off of that holdfast. So that little kelp plant there and its frond next to it here, those are two Macrocystis little babies, and those will eventually grow up into these tall giant kelp that we have over there. Giant kelp is one of the largest, or it is the largest kelp, I believe. Fully grown, it can be over 200 feet long. It doesn't grow from 200 feet deep, though. It grows from, in this area, around 70 feet is kind of its limit because of there not being enough light to really super boost it up to the surface. The water's not super clear around here. It's definitely not usually this clear. Oh, the blacksmiths are coming in. That usually means that a cormorant or somebody is going after them. Anyway, this giant kelp grows from about 70 feet deep in our area up to the surface and then splays out on top. Can be over 150, maybe 200 feet long. But it starts off very, very tiny. Microscopic, in fact. It settles down on the reef here. It starts to grow up very, very quickly. In the Channel Islands and in other areas where growth conditions are maximized, it can grow maybe 1.5 feet in a day. Bamboo grows over 2 feet in a day, so that's the fastest growing photosynthetic organism, the fastest growing plant out there. But giant kelp is second, and it makes these beautiful forests. And from all of that structure, these columns in the kelp cathedral, the fish have a place to hide, rhizomes and crabs have a place to live, and then herbivores all around, from abalone to urchins, get to eat the sloughed off kelp. So when things are good, this is a garden that's growing. And it is just like a forest, and I hope that the video is picking up on that right now. Oh, it's just so nice to get out and away and be underwater, back in the kelp, back in the home waters after a lot of travel. This is my favorite place in the whole world. It's the kelp forest in Monterey Bay. Can't beat it. Alright, we got another fish-eating anemone here with seemingly glorious light conditions. And it's facing me a little bit better here, so we'll see how this photo will come out with the god rays in the background. Alright, first shot, a little bit too dark. Oh, there we go. It's better lit. This one's actually not quite lined up with the sunburst the way that I would like. So let's keep moving. good. That's a nice giant spined anemone, or anemone, giant spined starfish. Pisaster giganteus, also known as the jewel star when I was in college. Let's see, that could be a good vertical. Let's try that out. Whew, super hot on this bottom strobe. Much better. Yeah, wishing I had my fisheye right now, but this will do just nice. Oh, hello. Burping my backup. Fun. Boy, that is just so gosh darn pretty. Coming up on 1500 psi, or about half a tank here. We're 32 minutes into the dive, and I can already tell that the air lasts a lot longer when you stay 20 feet deep and are not kicking so far. Yeah, the last episode posted was me up Monterey Beach, and that was pretty deep, and a lot of kicking, and a lot more talking. So, yeah, this is much more relaxed diving. Got a couple of painted greenlings here. Oh, this is Dictionurum, is this type of kelp right here. Dictionurum is understory kelp. Anyway, I was going to point out that we have this painted greenling right there. Painted greenlings are... Oh, and we got fishing line hanging out. I will try to avoid it as best as I can. Painted greenlings are one of those really, really awesome fish that are so difficult to document because they hate lights, and they really are good at avoiding you and putting themselves into places that are difficult to document. So, beautiful, beautiful fish. Very elusive for the photographer. If I had to reckon right now, I'm probably around number 10 on the breakwater wall. Oh, what's going on over here? We have a giant clown dorid that was, at first looked like it was upside down, but I'm realizing now that it basically just almost fell backwards. Here, let me see if I can get a photo of our friend. There they are. Alright, time to go for a video of our friend. This giant clown dorid here is Triopha catalinae, is its scientific name. Oh, and it's so well tucked away there. And I have my GoPro here on my cold shoe instead of my light. Gotta remember to bring a light next time, but there's our giant clown dorid there, Triopha catalinae, and it likes to eat bryozoans, is my understanding, and sponges. If not, I'll correct myself here in the edit. But it looked like it was about to flip over upside down, but I think I was probably just trying to do some hardcore parkour, getting up and over that rock there, and decided better of it. That is a monster for its species compared to my hand here. You can see pretty sizable sea slug. A lot of the ones you see are much smaller, but that's a chungus right there. Beautiful. And to plug it one more time, that one's actually the cover of my nudibranch calendar. Oh, here we seem to have a disagreement amongst decorator crabs, and both of them are missing their claws, their chelipeds. Not too sure what happened there. This decorator crab is covered in bryozoan patches here. Very dirty. This other one here is less festooned. And they often stop decorating super hard when they get older, and then they start getting a lot of stuff growing on their shells here, and their terminal molt, or the last molt that they do, as animals with exoskeletons, they shed their outer structures and grow new ones until it ends up being more trouble than it's worth, and then they end up getting super dirty. That's how you can kind of tell that a crab might be heading toward its end around here, as it's just covered in stuff. These two have lost both of their claws, which they can eventually regrow through successive molts, but if you lose your claws and you're not going to molt too many more times, you've kind of run out of options. Now right here, we have what's called a sidegill slug. That's Berthella chasei, or chasei. And it's not really a nudibranch. It actually has its gills tucked away underneath a little flap of its body on its right side, I believe. And that's Berthella. Beautiful. It's a sidegill slug. It's got its two little noses hanging out up near the top of its body there. And that one's also available on the calendar, wouldn't you know, as an extra page there in the back, those beautiful rhinophores. Alright, let's check the air. Yep. It's time to turn it around. So, I'm going to do just that. Let's see, probably going to head up a little bit higher in the water column and head back in through the kelp. I think that's probably the right move. See if I can get up underneath that canopy and get some good photos and videos up in there. Let's do it. Gotta be mindful of the potential for fishing line still. Oh man, it's so good to be back down here. Gotta burp the dry suit, deflate the BCD. Oh, it's so pretty. God damn. That's why I go diving. Your results may vary, but this is what it's all about for me. Oh my goodness. So weird to feel the water coming in to the mask via the beard, percolating through my misty face. Glorious. Okay. Let's see, do we dare go all the way into the inner rocks? Let's do it. Oh, there's a giant spine star that's breathing really hard on its back there. You see how purple and black it is. Those are its skin gills that are coming out of its backside there to help it breathe a little bit harder as it digests something. Here we have a beautiful leopard dorid, or San Diego dorid, as it's also called. Right here, our little friend. That's one that didn't make it to the calendar this year. Oh, this is interesting. What's this? Oh, we have a little hermit crab molt. Whoops. So I was mentioning molting before. There is the body of a hermit crab that it has released to grow into its new skeleton. Here's an opal eye, is the fish in front of us right here with this solitary white spot on its back. Hopefully I'm about to go see the endemic opal eye of Baja in a little bit, which has 3 spots on its back, so I'm not really sure what that means for opal eyes as a whole. Oh, this is interesting. We've got a leather star seemingly perturbed by walking on the tunicate. But then here we have a giant spine star with its arms crossed. And when that happens, that can mean signs of sea star wasting or starfish wasting. That happens from a viral infection in the water. It's got its arms all crossed up, but it could also just be doing that just out of its particular torquing on the rock, twerking to grab its food. It's going to torque back over there. Anyway. That sea star wasting disease really transformed. Oh, look, we have a drifter. That sea star wasting really transformed how it is that this whole area looks. When I first started diving out here, we had so many sunflower starfish, and those are basically extinct nowadays. And that's all to do with a starfish plague that happened back in the day. Around 2013 is when it started, and so if you come diving out here after me, it might look completely different depending on when you're watching this. Okay, so I'm kind of heading up shallow here because we have a moon jelly over here, which is very exciting. The fish are equally excited about it and trying to eat it. So I'm going to have some competition here. Oh, I need to burp my dry suit as we come up here. But here is a Pacific moon jelly. Beautiful. Still alive, still doing good. We're about 10 feet deep. The moon jellies are an absolutely awesome species of jellyfish, as my buoyancy just gets completely obliterated being so shallow. I'm actually gonna drop back down and get out of this particular spot because I see a sea nettle over here as well that we might go take a look at. It's funny how these drifters get pushed into these super shallows at the low tide, but there is my sea nettle, and I think I'm going to switch over to photo as we have a big school of opal eye there in front of me. And coming up now, I can't really clear my ears too hot now, so that may have been it for the dive. We shall see. Let's see if I can come up. Well, it's fine that I'm only 8 feet deep because that's where this jellyfish is. So that's what we're going to do. So here's a Pacific sea nettle, and this is the first sea nettle that I've seen in quite some time. They're incredibly seasonal. And you gotta wait for the wind and the waves to concentrate them into our area where we can go scuba diving with them. If you get on a boat, you can probably go see them, and you can see here the sea nettle is coming up right into the sweet spot. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Woohoo! Nice. Alright, let's keep working it. Keep working it. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, I'm running out of the kelp. Teeny tiny itty bitty sea nettle right here. This is nowhere near a fully grown nettle bud. I'm actually pretty excited to be here in the water with my full face mask because it means I can come right up on the jelly, take a really close look at it. I'm not afraid of getting stung on my lips, as usually happens with these. Oh, they're so beautiful. So sea nettles and moon jellies are scyphozoans, meaning bell-shaped animals, or bell animals. And you can see here they've got these long tentacles trailing off to gather up food and as defense, and then in the middle they have those frilly parts, and the frilly parts are mouth arms, literal projections of their guts and gonads. Oh, I see another sea nettle over there now. That's where they were. And those projections that they have, as I have caught my fin on some kelp, liberate it again. Those projections are really, really tasty bits of food for turtles, in particular leatherback turtles that you can sometimes find out here in the bay, and this is the kind of right time to be looking for that action as the nettles are coming back in. Oh, there you go, my right ear finally cleared. Feels a lot better. Alright, let's blast this sucker. So I'm at F13, 1/200th, with the sun directly. Oh, come on, give it to me! Give it to me, strobe! Oh! Give it to me! Give it to me! Right there in the sun! Give it! Give it! Come on! Oh, come on! Keep it going! We can do this! We can do this! Oh, I think my strobes are, oh, well, there's some fishing line right there, so that's fun. Let me check to see how much air we got. Oh yeah, we're just about heading home, but it's time to get some video footage of our friend here. Oh, you're out of the sun, bud. We gotta get you back in. Oh, okay, there's a friend over here. Let's end the sun. Quick. Warp speed. Oh. Where's my nettle, bud? Where'd you go? There you go. There you are. Right there in the kelp. Beautiful. Beautiful. You're beautiful. You're doing so good. You're missing most of you, but I love you. Anyway. Okay. Well, that was worth the whole adventure. There's the little nettles now, all here in the shallows. But looking at my air, looking at the time, it is time to mosey on back here. Back home from whence we came. Since we're still recording here, at least this video, I don't know what's going on in the face mask. Just want to say shout out to everybody out there supporting me. Thanks for watching on this YouTube channel. Thanks for following me over on Instagram as well. You can support me on Patreon if you feel like supporting a burpee boy as he surfaces. And I want to give my thanks to SCUBA Pro for hooking me up with the gear that I'm diving. Shout out to Light and Motion for supplying me with the lights they can see in my other videos. Shout out to Backscatter here in Monterey, hooking me up with so much of my camera equipment. Shout out to Cannery Row Aquatics, rest in peace, for supplying me with the air here. And going forward, we'll be working with different dive shops here, but thanks Adam, Jasmine, everybody over at the shop for hooking it up for so many years. And yeah, thanks so much to all of you folks out there for watching some dude out here in Monterey going on dives. And hopefully I'll be able to bring you some more of this content going forward. And by content, I mean exploration of the inner space of planet ocean, as we have some divers going out there having a good time. Hopefully this inspires you to get out into the ocean if you're able to, or if not, thanks for coming along and seeing a little bit about what's in the blue backyard here in Monterey Bay, California. Checking the air, coming up on 500 pounds. So I'm gonna make my way through this beautiful school of blacksmiths, and I will see you again soon here on the channel. And I don't know, at this point it's probably a montage of me getting back to my car or something. Okay. Coming on. Oh, look at that. We have a jellyfish friend right here at the end. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, a couple more. Alright, we're not quite done then. Gotta get this shot. Maybe a photo? What do you think? Alright. Enough shenanigans. Time to come up. Just kidding. We're right under the surface and we got a beautiful nettle, so we're just gonna keep shooting. Oh no! Sorry, bud. Didn't mean to bubble ya. Okay, good enough. Okay, everybody. Thanks for coming on the dive with me. Nice, in we go.